Hello everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday, May 6, 2024, and this is Flosstube video number 16. I am back this week with some updates on my stitches and what I'm doing for the fair. I can tell that I'm not going to be able to get them done. Even if I did a push to get one of them done, which would probably be the Teresa Wentzler, because it's like 65% done. So like even if I did a push, I'm not sure if I'd get it back in time from the framers. So I'm a little late filming today because I ran some errands and I went to Michael's this morning. And I've showed it to you before, but I will show it to you again. It's been washed and ironed, but I'm going to hit it with the iron one more time to make sure that any of these wrinkles are out. But this is the piece that I'm going to do. It is like 10 and a quarter, and then like 19 and 7/8, at least whenever I measure it. So here's a closer picture of it. It was a kit by Elsa Williams called Asian Splendor. I've talked about it and I've linked it in a previous video. And so I went in today and I had this really beautiful design. Not design, but I picked out these beautiful mats and I picked out this frame and it was amazing, but it was going to be like $280. And that's a little out of my budget right now. And so she did some little finagling on the computer and she was able to get it like down to 280. So then we started trying to, well, what about this frame? What about this frame? What about this frame? Trying to get it, down. And then she's like, well, we could do it. I could give you sectionals. And because I explained to her that I worked at Michael's and I had worked in the custom framing shop. And after that, when we were in Japan, that I worked in the shop at Yokota Air Base at the Arts and Crafts. And I was like, when I worked there, I could go in on my day off, take my piece in, frame it, cut the mats, do all of that, and then walk out paying $25 because he would just charge me the cost of the materials, not the labor, not anything else. And so I got really spoiled on framing, especially framing cross-stitch pieces. But I went into Michael's today and I got the sectionals. It's a shiny silver. And then there's glass in here, so I don't want to let it pop open and break. So this is the matting that I ended up choosing, that were colors in the phoenix's tail in the vase, as well as the bird itself. And then with this silver frame, it didn't look bad. And with the budget that I was working with, that's what we got. So I'm excited to start framing this later. I've got my pins so I can stretch it to the foam core and pin it in place myself. All right, so that's what I'm going to enter into the fair this year. And next year I'll enter the Teresa Wentzler, and hopefully Risque will be done by then. And the Blackwork, hopefully. So let's start with project number 1, which is the one that I call favorite designer, and that is the Teresa Wentzler. It is from the Best of the Fantasy Collection, Volume 1, and it is this castle, the castle, right here. Here's where I am overall. But here, I was working all in these rocks, and part of the dragon's foot. My colors look washed out. It's 12:17 as I'm filming right now, so the sun is not in the best position right now. Here's my progress. Last week when I showed it, there was absolutely no progress, so that's where I'm at. This is 16 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. Kind of going for like a post-apocalyptic feel. I can never decide if the dragon is protecting the castle or if the dragon is destroying the castle. All right, so for this one, project 1, week 15, I did 5 hours, 28 minutes, and 12 seconds on this one, and then that brought my overall total to 112 hours, 53 minutes, and 45 seconds. I'm amazed that I'm still going strong on all of my projects, which was the idea of having 4 going at once, so that I wouldn't get bored being a monogamous stitcher. I wish I could stitch a little bit faster, especially because, you know, I'm already getting myself in the headspace that the fair is, you know, not happening like I wanted it to this year. Okay, so project number 2 is my Blackwork. It is from Practical Blackwork, and it is called Pentecost. And here's, if I do it this way, here's where I am. So I did finish out this top portion and these triangles here, and I've started down in this intricate bit. Soon I will be halfway done. Soon. So for this one, I got to work on it 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 15 seconds last week. So it brought my total up to 64 hours, 45 minutes, and 27 seconds so far. And for the larger view, excuse me, for the larger view, this is where we are. Total. Here's where we are total. So I'm almost to the halfway point. This is 18 count Aida that I hand dyed myself. This fabric I got in a something I got off Facebook Marketplace. Oh, excuse me, just a moment. All right, sorry about that. I dropped my clamp as I was trying to put it back on. So I got the fabric off of Facebook Marketplace. I was there to get something else, a bunch of something else. It was all those lavender and lace patterns that I was getting. And she let me look through the box and she had a whole bunch of fabric. So I snatched that up and it was 18 count. Um, but other than that, I don't know anything about it. But I hand dyed it myself using 2 colors of green and black to give it the greens and smoky look. And then project number 3 is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is called Risque, and this has no background. And it is by Amy Brown. I am not doing it in the called for colors in this red. I am doing it in blue. This is what I printed out of Pattern Keeper. And this is my ginormous project. Okay, let me see how close I can get this. All right, so I have just been working, coming this way and up, doing the squares. This is 22 count, I believe Hardinger. I hand dyed it myself. I did put a note. Pattern Keeper says that I am 12.26% done and I have completed 9,171 stitches out of 74,797. I don't know if I've ever given those stats before, but that's where I am on this project. It's a big one. I got to work on it 1 hour and 12 minutes this week. Bringing my total for this project to 98 hours, 26 minutes, and 8 seconds. So just working up and along in these wings. Right, and then my last project is right behind me. My last project is my Stashbuster piece. This has been in my stash for, I'm gonna just say, 20-some years. It is a Plaid Bucilla kit. The designer is Donna Dewberry, and the piece is called Hummingbird and Floral. So this one I actually spent time the most days working on it. Just working in through these leaves here, coming down, and just working down. I actually got to work on it on the 1st and again on the 2nd. And total this week, I got to work on it 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 4 seconds. And it brought my total up to 33 hours, 28 minutes, and 56 seconds. So those are my updates. It's a quick one this week. Even though I did have some stitching to show, it's not as much as it usually is. And now we are winding down for the school year. Last week there was no school on Friday, which I forgot. I woke up as usual. I took my shower. I woke the kids up, and my oldest is like, I thought we didn't have school today. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I remember seeing an email about that. And so this week, there's also no school this Friday. My youngest has her first play. It's the one that the music teacher has them do. So her play is on Tuesday. Wednesday, my oldest has an overnight trip, and I'm chaperoning that. So all day Wednesday, I'm not going to be working on stitching, and it's the overnight. I might take one of them with me to work on at night in the evening. Maybe I'll take that lavender and lace one because it's so compact. Like, I don't have the frame, I don't have scissors, I don't have all that stuff. And I can just work around in the wreath until I finally get to be able to chart it. So then Thursday, I'm still chaperoning. It's after lunch that we're coming back. And then they have Friday off. So I don't think I'm going to get very much stitching done, but I do think I'm going to take the lavender and lace with me to work on while I'm chaperoning in the evening time when I have some time to myself. And there's only like 3 more weeks of school, something like that. So when the summer comes, I think I'm going to do what I did during spring break and just focus each day on a specific project so that each one will get worked on 4 days in a all 4 days. And then I think what I'm going to do on the 5th day is work on finishing recharting the lavender and lace, because it seems I'm going to get to work on it a little bit more than I thought now that I'm thinking about it. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. The dog wanted to go back outside because she likes to drive me crazy. So anyway, I think I'm going to focus each day on my 4 projects, and then on the 5th day, I'm going to focus on recharting that lavender and lace so that I can figure out what color I'm going to redo her dress in. I did put in a request into the Facebook page that is a lavender and lace conversion group, but so far I have not been accepted into it, so I don't know if I'm going to see any conversions. When I just Googled Lady of the Thread and, looked for conversions, it wasn't very helpful. Maybe I could search on Reddit or within Facebook, but I'm really not going to get my hopes up. I'm just going to kind of wing this, but because I can see the colors, I plot it out in Floss Cross and I do it by symbols, and then once I complete the whole row, I like zoom way out, and then I put it into color so I can see, visually how the colors are going and make sure. So once I finish plotting it in Floss Cross, then I'll worry about converting the colors of her dress. And then after that, I think after it's finished being put into Floss Cross and then I re-export it and bring it into Pattern Keeper, I think then I will actually work on stitching it that 5th day so that everything that I'm actually working on is getting touched then. And we'll see where we are by the end of the summer. And I think excuse me. I think that's about it for news and updates. Yeah. So I will see everyone next week, and we'll see how much I actually get done.